What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my moto vlogs. Right now I'm just letting the bike warm up. As you can see, it's about halfway till riding temp, so I can probably ride it now, but I'll let it warm up a little bit more. Today's video I'm going to talk about why I bought an RC8R. If you don't know who I am or don't know me personally, this is my first bike, my first street bike. There's a few reasons why I decided to buy this bike, and I will talk to you about them. If you guys want, I could do a video on my opinion on riding first beginner bikes and stuff like that. There's a bajillion of them out there on YouTube, so I don't know if you want to just see me talk about it too, just let me know in the comments below and I will. If not, I might make one, I might not, who knows. But yeah, so this is my RC8R. I've had it for a few years now. Absolutely love the bike, love the look. But yeah, so I'll wait till I get onto the road and I'll talk to you there. Alright, YouTube, let's talk about why I bought this bike, why I bought this for my first bike, and so on. Hopefully I have the video recording, one, and hopefully you guys can hear me too. I'm new to this, so hopefully I didn't forget. Like, I'm pretty sure I started the camera before I left. I'm sure my keys are in my pocket. Pretty sure I did, but I'm not 100% sure, so we'll see, I guess. Unfortunately, on my last video, if you watched all the way to the end, you saw that my camera ended up dying, which is weird because I didn't fully charge it, so I was kind of expecting it, but when I turned it on after I got my bike and I was heading home, it still said I had a lot of charge left, so it's weird that it died on me, but oh well. The only thing I missed out was I took you guys to the airport tunnel here in Calgary. To my knowledge, it's the biggest tunnel here around Calgary. It's not even that big, and the only reason we have it is so we can have a longer what's it called, airstrip, and have a way to get to the airport from the other side without having to do a giant detour around. So yeah, I'll probably end up going there again, don't worry. It kind of sucks because I did a sweet pull. I was going to keep it relatively chill, just because you never know when the cops are. But when I was pulling into the beginning of it, there was a Dodge and he cracked his window and wanted to give him a show, and it was a lot of fun. So, but you guys missed it, unfortunately. But you'll see it again one day. So yeah, on the topic of today, I'm heading over to a buddy of mine, Ryan's. He has his bike learners, and he's a good little boy, following rules of the road and the law, so he doesn't like to ride without having someone with the proper license with him. So I'm going to head up to his house. It's about, I don't know, maybe like a half an hour from my house, but maybe like a half an hour from my house, maybe 45 minutes, who knows, we'll see. Ride, and we'll just kind of do a quick little rip around town. But yeah, so you guys probably see the title, and you guys probably heard, hopefully you watched the first little bit of me saying that this is my first bike, and you're probably like, damn, what an idiot, what a young dumb kid who bought his first motorcycle, 1190 cc's and whatnot. But I feel like that in its own is a huge debate that obviously is all over the internet. my situation was, I've been riding dirt bikes my entire life. I've been riding manual cars driving manual cars my entire life. And so I've been experienced with the clutch and all that stuff and riding in general. Damn, it's windy. I've been exposed to it quite a bit in my life. I have experience. Yes, I didn't have street experience or anything, but I've had experience. And so right off the bat, I decided that no, I'm not going to get like a 250, 300 or whatnot, right? And then so I was looking at, when I was first thinking, I've always known I was going to have a sports bike ever since I was young, ever since I was dirt biking. I was always like, I want a sports bike, either a sports bike or a Harley or something. Harleys are usually pretty expensive. Holy fuck, it's windy. I'm going to crouch down here a bit. But yeah, so my butt crack's hanging out. So that automatically took out the younger bike, the less CC, the more beginner bikes that people talk about. And you're like, you can argue that, yeah, I've never been on the streets, but you know, it's my decision at the end of the day, right? So I knocked off those beginner bikes at first, and then I'm at the R6, 600, 650, 700 classes and up. Looking around. As you can tell from my videos, to get to Calgary and around Calgary, there's not a whole lot of twisties, there's no, there is one track, I believe, and it's up closer to Edmonton, kind of like by Red Deer, Edmonton area. And I've never been there, but from the people that I do know that have experience on that track or tracks in general, they say it's very expensive, which they told me like the yearly membership and stuff like that. Yeah, it's expensive. I'm not going to go into detail because I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm not going to drop X amount of dollars that I don't have as a university student just to race on the track. Okay? But I was debating. I was like, what do I like? What kind of bikes interest me? And I was thinking R6 for a little bit. I was like, R6s are cool. Gixxers are cool, like the Gixxer 750 or whatever. Those are pretty cool. As mostly it came down to, at first it was looks. Whatever caught my eye, then I'll do more research on, right? I'll watch all these people on YouTube, like you guys are probably doing, figuring out what they say about certain bikes, what their opinions are, like just doing the research while not having my license and stuff like that, right? And then I kept saying I wanted to get my license, but I never did. And then just one summer I was just like, no, fuck this. I already had my learners, but it expires here in Alberta after a year, so I had to go retake that. After that, I rode my dad has a Harley. I rode his Harley. That's the only bike I had to learn on. I rode his bike maybe a handful of times. Wow, voice crack. Maybe a handful of times, like 6 or 7 or 8, something like that. And at first I was like, okay, I want to get this by the end of the summer. But my dad didn't really want to take me out. He wouldn't want to follow me and shit, so I decided I'm going to go take my license. You know, I've done the research, I've There's no, there are courses here, but they're not required to be taken to go get your bike license. Unlike the US, like the NSF courses, I think it's called. Like that's required down there, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but like we have kind of courses like that where it's like you can get discounts on your insurance and stuff like that. But I just wanted to get my license. I just wanted to be able to ride to the gym and ride with my buddy, and you know, be exposed to being on a bike. And so after about the 6, 7, 8 times I was on, I went past the first time, and so here I am. Still looking for what kind of bike I wanted to buy first, and then I rolled upon the RC8R. I don't know how I did, to be honest with you. It was like a long time ago, but the second I saw this bike, I knew I was in love. I didn't want any other bike. R1s looked, I like R1s, but I didn't want an R1. I didn't want anything else. This was the bike. I have a buddy, a family friend that helped me look at bikes, and he had a Ducati that he was trying to sell. It was only like an 899 or something like that. I went and sat on it. This is before I even got my bike license, and it was too small. Like I'm post-COVID, or I guess mid-COVID, I'm weighing at right now about like 285. Okay, like that's a heavy fucking dude. It's a heavy fucking dude, and I decided that, like, with all the highway riding that I'm gonna do, and all the highway and how heavy I am as a dude, I'm going to fucking get 1000cc. And when I saw this bike, I decided this is the bike. I didn't want any other bike. I did the research, and just everything about it was, I fell in love, right? And to be honest with you, like, I was looking at bikes, and my family friend, he went and looked at a few bikes for me. That around here, when I was looking, there was 4. There was 4 total bikes, KTM RC8Rs, in Alberta. All of Alberta, there's 4 for sale. And one of them was in Red Deer, 2 or 3 were in Calgary, and yeah, actually I think there was like 2 in Calgary and 1 somewhere else. And I just didn't know where that one was off the top of my head, but that kind of looks like a call. But I went and looked at the one in Red Deer, and the second I saw it in person, I knew, again, is the bike I wanted. Didn't want anything else, and I was actually, yeah, like the 3 were in Calgary. There was one that was a rig guy that worked up north a lot, so he didn't ride it at very, very low. I think I had like 10 kilometers on it or something. And then there is this one, and then there's another one with only 10 kilometers on it. And I decided that this was the one with the works exhaust. He turned it on, and I just fell in love and had to have it. And I factored in the fact that I'm unexperienced, and will I ever actually use all the power that this bike has? Fuck no. Fuck no. I will never be able to ride this bike to its full potential, especially being in Alberta. If I maybe, like, I think it'd be really cool as I'm in the welding industry. I kind of want to move to Texas, but where I'm at, like 4 months of riding weather, it's not, I don't ride a whole lot every year, right? Like, I don't get to ride all year, so I don't think I'll ever be able, and there's not a whole lot of twisties and stuff around me, so I don't think I'll ever be able to ride this to its full potential, and I don't go on tracks. So, that being said, me and not going on tracks, or that being said, like, at the end of the day, it's what you want to get. I have the experience, I know how to ride. I passed my bike license first try. I rode my dad's bike just fine, and I didn't want to deal with having a bike and getting bored of it, and then having to upgrade. I didn't want to have to sell a bike. Like, I didn't want to have to go through that process where this bike comes with steering dampener and all this stuff, Brembo brakes. Like, this bike, as it sits right now, I don't have to fucking do anything to it. Anything I want to do to it, it's mostly cosmetic. And I don't have to do anything to get more power. I don't have to do anything like that, you know? Like, this bike is perfect the way it is. And I'm happy with it, right? So, and like I said, I drive a lot of highway, and I'd rather be in 5th gear running at 5,000 RPMs on the highway than 6th gear running at 6,000 or whatever, right? I've never actually ridden a whole lot of other bikes, but so I'm not 100% sure how they do on the highway, but that's just my opinion. And I didn't want to have to deal with upgrading down the road. It's like, I will for sure have another bike. 100% I will have another bike. I'm already like looking at bikes, right? Like doing research and stuff, but I'm pretty sure I'll probably end up getting a Dyna. My buddy had one and I loved it. Loved the look of it. So that's probably looking into an older Dyna, or I don't know exactly what they're called, the new ones, like the soft tail something, I don't know. Look into that, depending on what's around, right? But that's probably the route that I'm going to take. I do not like the crosswind that's this truck's giving me right now. Yeah, so like that's honestly like looks in the fact that I don't want to upgrade down the road, because when I want to buy a new bike, I want to buy a completely different kind of riding bike. I don't want to buy another, I might get a Ducati or something down the road, but I don't want to have to buy another sports bike only because I outgrew like the R6 or something. It like wasn't fast enough or whatever, right? Like that was one of the big things. I just didn't want to have to deal with that, like selling it, like depreciating. And another big thing, these bikes are not cheap, right? But when I bought it, maybe I'll do a walk around video if you guys want as well. Comment down below and like this video if you want to see a walk around video. But when I bought the bike, the previous owner, he was very knowledgeable. He was always going to the track. He had all his friends though sold their bikes, and that's basically why he was selling his bike. Is his wife sold her bike, and all his friends had kids and sold their bikes. Oh fuck, I think I'm getting pulled over, to be honest with you. Where the fuck did that cop go? Distracted. I don't know. I bought the bike because I wanted it. I fell in love with it. It's like, wow, like it's my money, right? Oh, okay. I remember. The damage. Wow, voice camera. Okay, so this bike, when I bought it, one of the big reasons I also bought it was, one, the fact that I already had some mods on it, which the second he started the bike, I immediately said, like, in my head, I was like, this is mine. This is my bike. I'm going to fucking own this bike. So there's that. And two, when he was a knowledgeable rider, okay? Like, he knew his shit. He's been on the track. He sold his bike because he was selling his bike just because all his friends were, and he had no one to ride with. And so when I met with him the first time, seeing the bike, the way that he moved around the bike, he seemed like an honest guy. I could tell that he wasn't keeping any secrets from me. It wasn't anything like that. And he told me the story of the damage. And basically what happened was, he was living at the time with a place, like an apartment with underground parking, and he went to go open the underground parking, and he was driving through, and then someone from the inside in a car was coming out, and like in the middle basically, because they thought that they triggered it, right? But so like he almost got hit, and what he did was he like cut right and like turned into the wall basically to avoid getting hit. And that, like, the way that he described it, like, looking down now, I don't know, nothing seems wrong with the bike. The bike rides just fine. There's just cosmetic damage. And like I said, if you guys want to see walk around on the bike, I can do that. I can show you guys the damage and whatnot. He painted the panels black and orange, like respective colors that they were, and I looked at it as a victory, honestly, because, like, one, I was able to talk him down. He was already asking lower than everyone else. It was the cheapest RC8 at the time on the website, on Kijiji, and I was able to talk him down a little bit more because of it. And if I ever put this bike down, hopefully not, knock on wood, ding ding, but hopefully I never put it down. But if I do, I already have some messed up panels, some messed up stuff on here. Like, the only things that really, like the mirrors, unless you replace the mirrors, the mirrors didn't get damaged. It was really only the side fenders and the shifter and the end of the throttle, which has the little stopper right here, like that. I don't know if you saw that, but those were the only things that got scraped up. And in my eyes, if I ever put this down, it's just a chance to, like, the first scratch is already down, you know? Like, I've seen some rock chips happen since I've owned the bike, which always hurt no matter what you're driving, even the fucking beater. Like, my winter beater right now, the roof is rusting, mostly because, like, I'm pretty sure I went an entire year without washing that thing. Because it's not just my winter beater, I drive it like, it's my beater, like, I drive it all year round. I just refer to it as a winter beater. But, it hurts. I see the rust on your car, it hurts. So it's the same thing. It's like seeing these chips, it hurts. And on the bottom left of my, it's like where the little mesh is on the front of the bike behind the front tire. I got hit by a rock, and when I was washing the bike, I noticed that there's a huge chunk of plastic missing. But yeah, so it's like, if I bought a brand new bike, that would hurt a little bit more, in my opinion, than seeing it now that it's already messed up, right? And now that it's already messed up, these few little things, they hurt, but they're not crazy bad, right? But, like, so if I didn't have that worry of putting it down for the first time, buying a brand bike and owing X amount of dollars from factory. Fuck, this guy's slow too. God damn it. Fuck. But, so there was that. That was a big thing that made me want to buy this bike as well. But yeah. That was a pretty long story, not a whole lot said. Obviously, I feel like I did the research of the bike and everything about the bike mechanically, like performance-wise, I love, or else I wouldn't have gotten it. But I was talking more on the non-performance side. And like, I'll be honest with you, the power does not scare me. Okay. The power does scare me. Okay. Power definitely scares me. But, like, I'm 25. I'm fairly mature. And like, I don't push it too much. I try and better myself as a rider all the time, but I don't push myself to a point where I outride my skill level, or I haven't yet. And that's a big thing as well, is I feel like I have a good understanding of what my skill level is, and I understand, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's my bike. This bike's fully paid off now. It's my bike. My money, my bike, my problems. If I have any problems, you know. But that's basically the gist of why I bought this bike. Thank you. Honestly, sitting here, that probably will be a pretty long video. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like longer videos, or if you guys like shorter videos, like quick clips. Honestly, I hope I hope I even press record and my battery didn't die again or something. I actually got all that. But I think I'm gonna stop it here for now. Make this one video, and then I have a little story for you guys on the next video about running out of fuel, almost running out of fuel. So maybe I will quickly I'll do this one in one video, and then I'll do the next video, me riding with my buddy, and telling you guys that story. But thank you for watching, you guys. Really appreciate it. If you guys hit that like and subscribe button, it'll help me out a lot. It'll show me that you guys, I'm not looking to get monetized from YouTube, like as an end goal. Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be so cool. Do videos with like Snowcat and stuff like that. It would be huge. I would love to do that. Snowcat, if you're watching, message me and DM me, or I'll DM you down the road, and then we should do some cool stuff. But for now, this is just a little hobby of mine, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, I might not include that in my last video, but there's if you look around, there's not a whole lot of people on RC8s doing motor vlogs, so this is just another type of bike that you guys can get experience with watching on YouTube. And that's kind of like another goal of mine as well, is to show you guys what it's like owning an RC8R. But I'll catch you next time, guys. Cheers.